Quarter and Perma went on a mission with the newly found robot hand with keycard access to doors. It was daytime, so the mission was gonna be harder due to there being more of them during the day. They attacked a robot in the hallway outside their apartment. It rang the alarm. Quarter said, "Let's do this." They hid in the apartment. As the rest of the robots came to check the area, they hit another robot that entered the room, damaging it too. They crawled into the vent, Quarter taking the vent cover as a shield and Perma storing the robot hand in his pants. They crawled into the office, pulling the fire alarm, then exiting through the morning ritual room vent. They trapped the robots in the office where the fire alarm rang and where they came to inspect. They barricaded the room and were able to make it to the basement before the other robots from the other floors came to help. In the basement, they used the robot hand to open a locked door into a robot-only area. Perma checked the electrical room. Quarter checked the storage room, finding cameras and wires. He crafted an EMP that he can use to attack and shut down the robots. A robot wandered into the area, going into one of the electrical rooms and then leaving. Both crafted shivs. They attacked the robot, Quarter electrocuting the robot, shutting it down. Then they sneaked back into the living floor and to the apartment, where got questioned due to the previous incident, but there was no proof against them. They also took apart the robot in the basement, taking batteries, speakers, wires, and lenses. Also now they have 2 robot hands. They also found medical supplies from the basement medical room. Then later during the day, the Triumvirate Alliance had a talk. Perma said, "So it's agreed, right? We'd like to kill Forrest?" Quarter said, "Yeah." Then the players decided to vote Forrest out. Perma said, "Rest in peace, Mr. Gump." The robot shot Forrest dead. Tribe B had a letter war with Tribe C, but also sent each other kisses. Then tgmid and Mal discussed the vote. tgmid said, "All right, so we going Sbevey or Tucko at this point? Question is, you still going for him or Sbevey?" Mal said, "We can go for Tucko probably." Then the players voted Tucko out. Tucko said, "Fuck, was nice meeting you." Mal said, "This is horrible, we're getting out all the food-based people, first sandwich, now this." Tucko said, "I will meet the end of every awesome freedom fighter in a dystopia, get put down like a dog." The robot shot Tucko dead. Sbevey built a memorial to Tucko that said, "Here we remember, beloved Tucko, a fighter for freedom and Mexican cuisine, we shall avenge this death by transforming the Roboverlords into soft shells." Dutch asked, "How old are you all by the way?" Lean said, 9. Gerald said, 96. Dutch said, "I'm a fucking giraffe." Dutch said, "I'm a fucking giraffe." Lean said, "My fellow Crusaders, it is almost time for the merge. It has been a pleasure to participate in this game alongside all of you, and I hope that it will continue to be a pleasure as we progress on our journey, sliming whoops and clankers alike, and paving the road to victory for the CC. The members of the other tribes may be charming and friendly, but deep down you must never forget that they are our sworn enemies, and must be eliminated in the name of the Cocaine Crusaders. We may ally with certain members to establish trust. We may befriend and bond with these people. We may become close to them and fight for them and protect them from any harm that comes their way. But remember this, the bond that we may share with them will not be nearly as powerful as the bond we share with each other. We are brothers. We are forever united and undyingly loyal to one another. We are the Cocaine Crusaders." Then Lean, Gerald, and Dutch decided to gang up on the last goon, voting him out of the game. Lean said, "Farewell my goat." Dutch said, "We killed him, let's go. Bro's dead, let's go, let's go. Gerald said, that's wild. Then the robot shot the last goon dead. Then the robot shot the last goon dead. tgmid said, I'm honestly shocked I've made it this far already. I'm made allies with Mal and Sbevey so far. If everything goes according to plan, I'll have control over 1/3 of the votes for the merge, at least in a perfect world. My game plan? My game plan is to just not piss people off and keep building alliances. Obviously they won't last forever, but I'll worry about that when it becomes a problem. My biggest threat is the other competitors. I want to keep the other competitors from the Quarter Kingdom alive for as long as possible. I hopefully got them in the bag for the final round. I just with D4 didn't get voted out. I was expecting Tucko or me to die. Quarter said, assuming that I'm not instantly targeted, and assuming that Perma doesn't betray me, then I'm mostly guaranteed top 2, but those are 2 very big assumptions. I might just get taken out before I can do anything, with no way to stop it. That's a very real and very scary possibility, and again, I can't do anything about it. But I also don't trust Perma. I'd love for this to be in the Gmod and I can see myself be wrong, but I don't think I will be. I don't see a me plus Perma top 2 placement happening, ever. That being said, I'll still move forward with the previous 2 assumptions. I'm choosing against my better judgment to trust Perma, and hoping that I'm not tied up and executed for the crime of being me. Mal said, I'd say I have a pretty good ally with TG and seem to be on decent terms with Sbevey. Our tribe doesn't seem to be super united from how I'm seeing it, but we've all participated in missions together and stuff, so maybe that bond will go further than I think. My goal is the merge pretty much so past that I don't have too much of a plan. I'll just take things as they go. As for biggest threat, I don't think anyone in Tribe B is, so I'll have to see once we merge. Mal said, I'd say I have a pretty good ally with TG and seem to be on decent terms with Sbevey. Our tribe doesn't seem to be super united from how I'm seeing it, but we've all participated in missions together and stuff, so maybe that bond will go further than I think. My goal is the merge pretty much so past that I don't have too much of a plan. I'll just take things as they go. As for biggest threat, I don't think anyone in Tribe B is, so I'll have to see once we merge. Then the tribes merged, as the 3 remaining players from each tribe were transported to Tribe A sector, so Sector A. The story would continue there. Once the tribes merged, at first, things remained fairly stable, at least for the time being. Quarter, Perma, and Angel were allied and trying to pull people to their side. Tribe C and B united together to form an alliance called the Cocaine Bullets. The group's mission was to take out Quarter, Perma, and Angel, especially Quarter, who they saw as a threat. This group consisted of Sbevey, Mal, tgmid, Lean, Gerald, and Dutch. However, disagreement started quickly during planning, as some members wanted to keep Quarter around for a day at least, voting Angel out first. But then something happened. Angel had quit the game. Angel was found dead in her apartment, having quietly slipped away, after ingesting wires and other electronic parts. This shifted the vote to either Perma or Quarter, which they argued about. Meanwhile, Quarter had started to try to recruit people to his side. Quarter formed an alliance called Quartopia, which had him, Lean, Gerard, tgmid and Mal. Quarter also formed a second alliance with Quarter, Perma, Sbevey and tgmid. The Cocaine Bullet Alliance together decided to fool Quarter by pretending to vote with him. However, the votes would show otherwise if they kept Quarter around for one more day, so tgmid came up with a plan. He wanted to vote Lean for the time being with Quarter, to gain his trust, so they can take him down afterwards. Considering, according to the plan, Lean wouldn't go out anyway, so it could work. However, very quickly during the night, the Cocaine Bullets Alliance started to slowly fracture from within, as tgmid and Sbevey started to plan with both sides, convincing both Quarter and Lean that they are working for their respective group. For now, tgmid and Sbevey weren't aware of where the other one truly lies. However, as night went on, tgmid started to feel conflicted and started to lean more towards Quarter's side. Mal so far was loyal to the Cocaine Bullets Alliance, wanting to take Quarter and his allies out. Then tgmid thought to himself, fucking hell. This is getting way too confusing for me. Crazy how fate works like that though. I wanted control, and I'm trying to be controlled. Honestly, I don't know who's lying or not. This will help visualize the sides so far. The sides so far are that one side houses Quarter and Perma. Another side houses Lean, Gerald, Mal, and Dutch. tgmid and Sbevey are somewhere in the middle, some closer to the other side than the other, playing in the middle, ready to jump ship.